pathways are included in 5 core competencies. So in Toastmasters International, they want us to learn these 5 core competencies. One is public speaking and international interpersonal communication, strategic leadership, management, and confidence. All this we can get it in Toastmasters. Not only that, each and every project, each and every speech what we do, we will get an evaluation from a fellow member. A fellow member will evaluate our speeches, our projects, and they will give the points. The say a person gets the 5 points, the maximum is their better qualities. And if a person gets say point 2, point 3, that means that those qualities that member supposed to develop. So we will get a self development form, so that from this form we can identify our weaknesses, we can identify our strengths and develop ourselves. Toastmasters is, as I said, not only public speaking. We will get a lot more in Toastmasters. There is a subscription to the Toastmaster magazine online. We can get this subscription along with our membership, and we will have contests. We will compete with each other, a friendly competition with each other member at club level, area level, district level, and division level. And who knows, we can go to international level as well. So these contests will make us develop, make us shine more by competing each other. And we will get a chance to go to international conventions. That's an very good experience what we can get in our Toastmasters journey. And district conferences and help access to help resources at Toastmasters website. These are two of our previous contests. We had our previous area contest in UK, sorry, ACK. We had our area contest. So we will have an opportunity to have our speeches in a bigger audience, a huge crowd. And of course, everything, every point, every development what we get, it should be appreciated. And as Toastmasters, we appreciate each another. This is the previous area contest trophies, and these are a few of our dynamic leaders who have won the previous contest. And don't think that Toastmasters only we will have to be like robots, do only speeches. No, we will have a lot of fun. We'll have social gatherings, like this is a football tournament we had in Toastmasters, and many other programs we used to have in Toastmasters. Now, compared to what we get from Toastmasters, for a new member who wants to join, has to pay only $20 per person, and $45 for 6 months. In KD terms, Desert Pioneers charge 23 KD for new members and only 16 KD for renewals. So 16 KD, imagine if we divide it by 6 months, each month is maybe less than 3 KD, right? So in a monthly we will get 2 meetings in our club itself. So each meeting will be nearly 1.5 KD or 2 KD. But the experience and the exposure what we get is extraordinary. Not only that, if we have joined Toastmasters in one club, say Desert Pioneers Toastmasters Club, that means that it's not that you can attend only Desert Pioneers Toastmasters Club. You are family of the International Toastmasters. So you can join any other Toastmasters club and do your projects, do your speeches. And now it is online. You can do your speeches in US. You can do your speeches in UK. It's amazing, right? Last time I I was checking an leadership seminar. This is 3 days program in Kuwait. It was 150 KD, and they provide a certificate. Of course, it's full 3 days session. But imagine that six months we spend, and there are a lot of people who support us to learn our leadership skills, and now that is only for 16 KD. I hope that it's not a big amount, right? Okay. So I would like to ask any of our club member to present their experience in 1 or 2 meetings. First, I'll start with myself. As I joined in 2019, I had stage fear and public speaking issues. Go to a public place and speak, it was really like very difficult for me. So I joined Toastmasters. It was physical meetings. I joined few. I did my 2 3 speeches physically with the audience. Now after 2 years, I am in leadership track, developing my leadership skills. You won't believe, my in these 2 years my salary has increased more than 50%, thanks to Toastmasters and all the Desert Pioneers, all the Toastmasters members. Really, I'm telling you, I learned a lot in Toastmasters. My boss, recent past also, he calls me and he gives more and more responsibility, because he says that he sees something different, something improved in myself, which I'm working for past 12 years in Kuwait. But in past 2 years my development was extraordinary, something different. So people see this. This is the experience in Toastmasters which I got. I'd like to ask any of other members of Desert Pioneers, give your experience, maybe 1 or 2 minutes.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. First of all, thank you so much, Toastmaster Mohammed Shiraz. I completely agree with you. My dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, I joined this Toastmasters fraternity in 2018 May. And in 2019, I got one promotion, as Toastmaster Shiraz felt. At that moment, yes, my company knows that my technical strengths, not on the bureaucratic type or any management type, technical skills. But as time passed by, the way I have gained the experience in Toastmasters, recently, 2.5 months back, they gave me a very, very big role as a project manager. This is just because of the skills I have learned through Toastmasters. Maybe we may not get the chance to enhance ourselves or to show up our skills in our organization, but Toastmaster will give you that opportunity. You do mistakes and learn from it. This is the best policy which I have observed in Toastmasters, and it gives me a fruitful experience and fruitful results. So please do join Toastmasters and get explore. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Shiraz.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sairam. He told a very important thing, that 200% I agree on that. We can make mistakes, ample of mistakes in Toastmasters, but in our day-to-day life, if we make one mistake, we'll be penalized, right? So this is the best place where we can make mistakes and we can develop ourselves. Any other member who'd like to give their? Okay, I can see timer. Okay, Toastmaster Hanan, in 1 minute.
Okay, in 1 minute. Now, it's not all Toastmaster Hanan Halouch, that's my name, and it's not only about the promotion and the money. There are lots of other satisfactions in life you can get other than money, and that's exactly what I gained by joining Toastmasters. I joined Toastmasters in 2018, and now, after 4 years, almost 4 years, I'm now a more funnier person. I'm more relaxed with my family, with my career, with my subordinates. I learned to give more, to be aware of the social responsibility. I have more friends now. I'm exposed to different industries. I know friends from different industries. And that's exactly what Toastmasters teaches you. It's not only about gaining skills, it's also the exposure, the social responsibility, the self-satisfaction you get from helping others, and many, many other more satisfaction you can get just by joining Toastmasters. Back to you, our key speaker.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Hanan. She's our DTAG champion, humorous champion. What to say? Toastmasters gives and makes a part of partial of our life nowadays. Toastmasters, Desert Pioneers Toastmasters is my family, and our family. I hope that you all think again to join Toastmasters, because this is one of the best place where you can develop yourself, your career wise, and your personal skills as well. Now I'd like to hand over back to our Madam President. Uh, further details she will give, and she will provide a link in the chat as well. Over to you, Toastmaster Soraya.
Thank you so much, AD Shiraz, for that wonderful, really interesting and enlightening presentation on what exactly Toastmasters is. It definitely solves a lot of questions that people may have about Toastmasters. So I do appreciate you taking up this role to do so. Now, yes, we will in fact circulate a little survey. If I wonder if my VPP or our Vice President Public Relations is here. Does she want to wait till after? Sana?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I missed it out.
Yeah, do you want to circulate the guest survey after the speeches, or?
We'll keep it that way, after the speeches, yes.
All right, wonderful. So I'm sure you're all wondering, speeches? Speeches? What speeches? Well, ladies and gentlemen, before I move forward with the elusive speeches, I have to call upon our host for today, who we call in Toastmasters very lovingly as Toastmaster of the Day. And this person, TMOD for short, for today is Toastmaster Sairam Santosh. Woohoo!
Thank you, Madam President, Toastmaster Suraya Nur Fatima. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and dignitaries. How are you all? Great. Once again, I am Toastmaster Sairam, and I will be the Toastmaster of the day of today's meeting. There is a line by Steve Jobs. You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them by looking backwards. How many of you agree with this statement? Can I see the raised hands? Okay. Yes, because it will be difficult for me personally to plan something for tomorrow without knowing the history of today and or yesterday, isn't it? It will give a clear-cut forecast to move forward. Similarly, we have a few dots in our today's meeting. I personally, as Toastmaster of the day, must connect all those dots to take the meeting forward. Those dots, nothing but the role players of today's meeting. Let me introduce all those special persons, role players of today's meeting. By the way, guests and fellow Toastmasters, new members of our club, for the benefit of you, let me explain. Today's meeting will be having 3 segments. One is prepared speech section. Second one is table topic session, and followed by the general evaluation. So without any further delay, please help me welcome the role players of today's meeting. Our first role player, first of all, let me congratulate this person, because for the first time I am seeing this designation, this tag in front of this name. This person is very known to each and every person in this Toastmaster fraternity. He is the meaning of service in Toastmasters International. He is none other than distinguished Toastmaster Srinivas Chalapati. He is coming as a timer for today's meeting. DTM Srinivas, first of all, congratulations to you. Could you explain your role for today's meeting?
Sure, I'll do so. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters of Desert Pioneers Toastmasters Club, guests who have joined us from abroad, and all my dear friends. My role play today is that of a timer. Being a timer, I am supposed to time the speeches. As the Toastmaster of the day has already explained, that there are 3 segments in today's meeting: the prepared speech segment, the table topic segment, and the evaluation segment. Now, every speaker who comes onto the virtual podium is timed by me with a minimum time, wherein I will indicate the time with a green background. And just before the maximum time, I would change my screen to yellow or amber, indicating that the speaker is about to wrap up his or her speech. And at the maximum time, my screen will turn to red. I will come back to explain the speech timing or duration at the commencement of each segment. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, timer, DTM Srinivas. Please help me welcome our next role player, counter. This role will be taken by another prominent Toastmaster of our club. He joined our club. We have conducted a speechcraft program, and he was a member. He joined the speechcraft program and became turned into a prominent member of our Desert Pioneers Toastmasters Club. He is none other than Toastmaster Zahid Hussain. Toastmaster Zahid Hussain, could you please explain your role? And over to you.
Thank you. My name is Zahid Hussain. Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today's my role is a counter. The role of a counter is to keep track of all the filler words like are, and unnecessary words which are used during the speeches, and report at the end of the meeting with the number of counts the speaker have used the unnecessary word. This helps member to become aware of unintended words they use during the meeting and helps them to improve in their future speeches. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Zahid, for explaining the role. Let me invite our next role player, grammarian. My dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, let me tell you the beauty of the Toastmasters meeting. This role will be taken by not a Toastmaster of Kuwait. This person is a guest of Desert Pioneers Toastmasters Club all the way from Pakistan. Toastmaster Huria Ghayas. Toastmaster Huria, could you please explain your role? Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Saira. Please let me check that. Am I visible and am I audible? Okay, thank you. So as a grammarian, my duty is to Note down all the good usage and the bad usage of all the people who are participating in the speaking roles, such as prepared speeches or impromptu speeches or any kind of role speaking role. And besides that, the word of the day for today I chose accordingly to the theme, that is connecting the dots, and the word of the day is affix. AFFIX. That means stick, attach, or fasten something to something else. And the sentence for this word is, did you affix this stem? The sentence is, did you affix this stem? And at the end of the meeting, I will be submitting my report to the general evaluator. Please make sure to use this word. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Huya. Let me invite our next role player, which is one of the most crucial roles in every Toastmasters meeting. And this role will be taken by one of our shining superstars of our club and secretary of DPTM, which is the general evaluator role. Toastmaster Asil Saeed. Toastmaster Asil Saeed, could you please explain your role? And over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. My role is to keep an eye on the meeting so I can give you areas of improvement. Every meeting is great, but as general evaluator, when I see something that needs improvement, I will point it out. I already started collecting notes, but you'll be hearing from it when you call for my feedback, and my other duty is to take over the evaluation session. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Asil. So, are we ready to proceed further the meeting? Yes. So let's start our meeting. Please help me welcome our first and only speaker of today's meeting. Before that, let me tell you one thing about this speaker. This is a third official meeting, if I'm not wrong, to this member, and giving her very second speech on the day of open house meeting, which shows the great passion of her towards the Toastmasters, and most importantly, the zeal of learning something from the members to enhance herself professionally and personally. She is none other than Toastmaster Laiba. Please give her a big round of applause. Thank you. Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Toastmaster Laiba will give her speech, but how can we connect this dot? Means her speech for the betterment of her communication or leadership skills. Any guess? Okay, we have a solution for it. That is evaluation. In simple terms, it's called feedback. So Toastmaster Laiba will be evaluated by Wonder Woman of our club. And as Toastmaster Shiraz mentioned, the last year DTAC humorous champion, Toastmaster Hanan Haloush. Toastmaster Hanan Haloush, could you please explain the purpose statement of Toastmaster Laiba's speech? And over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sairam. Toastmaster Laiba is delivering her speech from Pathway Engaging Humor Level 1 from the project evaluation and feedback, and this is the first speech in that project. The purpose of her speech is for her to choose any topic, to present any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. Again, she should present a speech of any topic, receive feedback from the evaluator, and apply that to a second speech. The duration of her speech is 5 to 7 minutes, and Title of her speech, Uncle Murphy said it right. You Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hanan Haloush, for explaining the purpose statement of speech. Toastmaster Laiba, are you ready?
Yes, born ready.
Yes, you are loud and clear. Toastmaster Laiba, the screen is yours and wish you all the best.
Toastmaster of the day, may I just intervene? May I read out the timing rule for our speaker, Laiba?
Yes, please, timer.
Toastmaster Laiba, your speech duration is a minimum of 5 minutes to a maximum of 7 minutes. Thereafter, you will be given a 30-second lease to wrap up your speech. At the 5th minute, the screen will turn green. At 6th minute, it turns amber. And at the 7th minute, you will see the red card. And this will remain displayed till the time you wrap up your speech. Thereafter, of course, you will get a 30-second grace, a 30-second breather to do so, to be qualified. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, timer, DTM Srinivas. Thank you so much for explaining the timing rules. So, Toastmaster Laiba, now the virtual screen is yours. Once again, wish you all the best.
Surprises are sometimes very pleasant, but many times I close my eyes. I see Uncle Murphy standing right in front of me and saying in depressing voice, "Hey girl, if anything can go wrong, it will." People call it Edward Murphy Law, which became popular in 1950s. And trust me, I was not even born. But then he is like a real living personality to me due to his words echoing in my mind all the time. Hello and assalamu alaikum dear fellow Toastmasters and wonderful guests. A fascinating evening of October. Peace and love everywhere. Me and my friends were having a very good time at Public Park. All of a sudden, I saw a man entering the gate, long, tough, and no smile on his face. Yes, he was our physics teacher. The moment we saw him, we just ran and ran and ran to hide from him. Along the trees, behind the slabs, and even lying on the grasses with faces away. We were able to avoid eye contact for a long period of time. But then something really horrified happened. He saw us, and the moment he saw us playing happily in park, he came straight to us and said, "Do you remember you have your physics exam tomorrow?" And I was all the love and peace flew like this. I felt my eyes are getting closed. Uncle Murphy is standing right in front of me and saying, "Hey girl, if anything can go wrong, it will." I am the best and most famous hairstylist in my family. In COVID times, when my family avoided to go out for a haircut, all the family members, even my cousins and my uncles, asked me for a haircut at home. One day, my father called me, "Laiba, Laiba, please do my haircut." Of course, like an obedient daughter, I said, "Okay, father, I'll do it." My father sat on the chair. I moved all around him and decided what length and style would be good for him. I was about to start. But where is my scissor? Here, here. I had lost my scissor. But when
I saw something shining on the floor. I picked it up. It was my scissor. I started the haircut. Now the haircut is done. I moved all around him just to observe his haircut. But I had cut the hair in one direction. I just ran and ran to hide from him. Finally, I hid myself under the bed. But there was a man lying there. It was Uncle Murphy. As soon as I saw him, he said, "Hey girl, if anything can go wrong, it will." Seeing Uncle Murphy after physics teacher in the park, and after I ruined my father's dress, were just 2 incidents. He used to appear every single day. Yes, every single day. I got sick of his words, and enough is enough. One day, then he appeared right in front of me before his sink. I said, "Why? Why all the time? Murphy law is going to apply in my life." He replied, very intelligent, "The chance of the bread falling down with the butter side down is directly proportional to the cost of your car." And let me tell you one thing very interesting. Whenever you face difficulty in car parking, exactly in front of you, another car leaves and you got waiting space. And this is the positive application of Murphy law. My dear fellow Toastmasters, now whenever Murphy law is going to apply in my life, I just simply, any guesses? My dear fellow Toastmasters, now whenever Murphy law is going to apply in my life, I just simply do them. And surprises are always pleasant. Mr. Toastmaster of the Year.
Thank you, Toastmaster Laiba. I request everyone, please give her a big round of applause. What a lovely speech. Excellent. My dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, the way we have an evaluator for the speaker today, even in our regular life, we too will be having evaluators from outside the world. It might be our friends, our parents, maybe relatives, or colleagues, around, maybe our celebrities around the world. Sometimes self-evaluation, isn't it? And it might be any situation. One of the best examples, this pandemic situation. By analyzing the situations and several incidents occurred from the last 2 years, we started connecting these dots we have in our hand, such as technology with our lifestyle, nothing but digital life. I never imagined that technology will impact our regular life in this broader way. See, we are communicating with each other through online meetings. Even the education is nowadays available through technology, online classes. As far as I understood, irrespective of the age, gender, or region, this technology, or simply you can say digitalization, has both pros and cons. And to know more about it, we have a special session, which is panel discussion on parenting and growing up in the age of social media. Nothing but digital childhood. which will be conducted by another shining star of our club and the Vice President Public Relation of our club, Toastmaster Sana Yusuf. Toastmaster Sana Yusuf. Yes, the screen is yours.
Okay, I'm sorry, I was unable to unmute myself. Apologize for the delay. Now, what comes to your mind when you think of childhood in general sense? Let's just conjure up an image. You probably remember hours spent in active, imaginative outdoor play, roughhousing with your friends and neighbors, engaging in nature, having scraped knees, dirty t-shirts, sweaty foreheads, right? But the 21st century childhood is a lot different. It's more inclined towards watching entertainment on your personal devices, playing Xbox and PlayStations with your friends and family for hours, and binge watching your favorite series on Netflix and Amazon Prime. And because children of this age have had a rather important digital front in childhood as teens and adults, this means that parents have also had to change. They've had to improvise on how they need to parent such digitally sound children. Some parents would say that dealing with a child in a digital world is enough to make them quiver and have anxiety. And due to this, there seems to be a divide. And I'm not talking generational divide. I'm talking a technical divide between children who are born and thriving in a digital world versus parents who've had to migrate into this world rather reluctantly. So how do we bridge this gap? How can we make sure that parents and children understand each other and find some sort of a middle ground to connect, to bond, to live in harmony, despite being from different worlds? So good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm Sana Yusuf, your moderator for today, and I have a very eminent panel along with me this evening to talk about the dramatic technological and cultural shift that children and parents face with the rise of social networks and mobile devices. So firstly, I'd like to introduce my panelists. Firstly, we have Dr. Azad Ismail Sahib, who has achieved his PhD in aquaculture and master's in fishery, a very talented Kannada poet, and Dr. Azad is also a 61-year-old parent. Welcome, Dr. Azad. Our next panelist is Toastmaster Surayanu Fatima, a writer, a mental health advocate, and she holds a bachelor's degree in psychology. And most importantly, she is a 21-year-old daughter, drum roll, to Dr. Azad. That's right. We are going to be hearing some authentic in-house conversations on parenting and childhood between a real parent and a real child. It's going to be amazing. Thank you both for coming in today. Now, before we start off, I'd like to ask both of you on what your stance is on technology. Were you a frequent user? Did you love using apps? Or are you some sort of a person that only uses apps when you need to? Or rather, you just stay away from it? What do you think, Dr. Azad? I think they're unable to unmute themselves. I face the same issue.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Hello. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, everybody. It's nice. I had a few Toastmaster meetings in Salmiya some time back. Long time back. Because of my profession, I could not join or I could not continue in that. Regarding the technology and things like that, we have seen the days of the facet calculator. You run it like several times and the phones which they used to, like a gramophone, you turn it and then turn it till it becomes tight, and then you get the voice. Those were the days we used to. So technology is only relative. It's not absolute. It's relative. What yesterday was, what is today, which is being known to us, what it will be tomorrow. So it depends on that. So, for example, I may be a parent biologically to Suraya, but she becomes a parent, when she knows a technology better than me.
Yes.
So it is more important. If you know the technology, you are a parent. If you don't know the technology, you are a child, and she can teach me. That's what happens with technology. It is related.
That's very true. I feel like I've been a parent to my parents in a lot of situations, technical related. But I wanted to ask, what is your relationship with your phone? How much do you love it, or how much do you hate it?
No, it has become a necessity, or it has become it is a must nowadays. Without a phone, you can't do anything. In fact, I used to remember a lot of phone numbers when there was no mobile, but now I can't remember even my daughter's phone number. I just go to the phone and then check for her number. That's the way how we rely on phones nowadays.
Yeah,
it's a must now. Yeah.
What about you, Suraya? Do tell us how often or how frequent of a user you are of social media and social technologies.
Okay. I don't know if my dad says this even now, but I'm practically glued to my phone. My phone matches my aesthetic. This is black, so I'm also wearing black because this is literally glued to my right hand. No one can separate me from my phone for one reason and one reason only. Unlike my dad, I've never been alive when there were no phones. Like, ever since, for context, I was born in 2000. So ever since I was born, there were computers, there was those landline phones, and then eventually you got those touch phones. You had Blackberries first, then touch, and then it got better and better and better. It's like, I can't imagine a life without my phone. I can't imagine, doing regular stuff like writing a novel, for instance, without a community online. So this is my reality, but it's not exactly something my dad grew up with. So it's not normal for him, but it's completely normal for me.
It would feel abnormal if you didn't have a phone or a device next to you. I feel like that's the real case for everyone today.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, thank you. Now, the biggest question that haunts every parent is that, or every person, is that, do parents actually find the new digital age a frightening place to be? And because this is such a serious question, there has actually been research done on this. Because parents have had to learn the intimidating ways of technology that teens were already a master of. Like you said, Toastmasters Raya, you had to be a parent for your parent in so many ways. And this sort of a child initiative approach to so many things in different situations, I feel like it's sort of created a pessimistic attitude for parents towards technology because they don't know much of it. They don't know how important it is in certain ways of life. So, Dr. Azad, I'd like to ask you, how comfortable were you using your technology as a parent when you had to use it because you realized that if you don't use it, you won't be able to connect with your child? Were you excited to find out, or were you averse to the idea?
No, it's you have to accept how the modern world goes. You have to accept that way. Otherwise, you will be lagging behind. You have to have it, and you have to know the pros and cons of using a technology. Especially with the present day, fast growing technology today. What is there will become obsolete tomorrow. So it's the way you have to accept them, and then you use it according to your wisdom. You should not be carried away by passions and things like that. Generally negative things are more attractive than the positive things.
Yes.
So it should be your wisdom that will be guiding you, rather than the passion or things like that.
True.
So that way I was not averse to. I wanted to learn, I wanted to pick up things, and wanted to be in line with the present world.
That's a very good attitude to have. So can you give me some examples where you had to change your parenting styles to accommodate technology? Because Surya was a technical child. Surya was a tech savvy child, born in a technological world. So in what ways did you incorporate technology to raise her?
Well, I used to, in the beginning, when they are also naive to technologies in the beginning. So I used to teach them, I used to teach things. But later on, as you know, that they learn far better or far faster than us, because their hard disk is much more cleaner than our hard disk. Our memory is already, filled with junks. Very well that as you use a lot of computers, its memory goes bad. And that's what happens when you are aged, and the younger kids, they learn faster, and that's why they become parents in the technological way, the field. So that way, the beginning is given by us, and they take up the challenge, and then they become the masters. That's how we have to teach them.
Did you involve technology as a way of rewards and punishment for Surya?
No, I don't think there is, especially when you give a proper basic, foundation on the do's and don'ts. Okay. Probably they know better. And as you keep on, it need not be, mastering, like holding a stick and then,
Yeah.
It's not a ringmaster's job. They are not animals. We have to, they know what is good and what is bad, and the way you live, they also follow that. So that way, I think you need not worry much on those aspects.
That sounds good, Surya.
I wanted to add something to this.
Sure.
Okay. He did not include, I just suddenly remember this. He did not include the fact that when I was growing up, he almost used technology as to like boost my creativity and help me get interested in things. So we had those scientific flash games that you would get like on CDs and stuff. Like that is all new technology, and he would buy so many of those. I remember being so enamored, and honestly, my love for science, as much as I hate chemistry and physics, like my love for biology, my love for psychology started from that. And he was very much like, go have fun, play with this, technology is here to help you grow. So
Very
it was
true.
more
Yeah.
so like that, like interactive.
Yeah, there's so much. I feel like more than parents, I feel that teachers have benefited majorly due to technology being incorporated as a way of educating children, because children are technical kids now. So obviously you need a method in that sense to, help them learn better. Now, I know, Dr. Azad, you got a chance to raise Surya in a technical world. And I'm sure you know a lot of other teens as well in your life, just like Surya, who love technology. And a lot of times, adults have a tiny habit to herd teenagers under certain labels. For example, if someone uses their phone too much, you probably would call them a mobile gazer. Or if someone sleeps too much, you'd be like, okay, he's too lazy or she's too lazy. So I feel like adults keep throwing these labels around quite often. Now, what are some things that you believed about youngsters and their relation to social media? That you, like, when Surya was growing up, you really believed that this was something that she did or something that teens did? What are some of those stereotypes that you put against teens, and Surya included?
Well, teens generally, they get carried away. That's the major thing that I have observed. Many of the teens, they get carried away. either they go into maybe YouTube. Nowadays YouTube is rampant on the net. So I have seen many of the youngsters watching movies and watching the kinds of videos. A lot of videos are there on the net. So they get carried away and they forget about the things what they are supposed to see or what they are supposed to do. They forget about that, and that is one of the worrying factors, especially for the teenagers. They should not get carried away. In the beginning, I used to warn Suraya, and she used to keep her this one always earbuds, always, and then late nights she used to listen to music and things like that. Then I used to tell, no, you should be having your own limits and keep yourself restricted to certain this one, and don't get carried away. Only that much I used to tell, and probably after several repeated tellings, probably she knew what I was meaning to tell her. So that way I think it is you have to keep a watch on your kids.
True, yeah.
But it's not policing them or things like that. You should make them realize what they have to do and what they are actually. Okay, and they should understand the parents thoughts or their expectations and things like that. Probably that is how we can shape them.
When I was growing up, and I'm still growing up, I used to hear quite a lot of phrases on, even now, I mean, you can hear so many adults going like, oh my God, kids are always on TikTok. They're always making TikTok videos, or, oh my God, you're always scrolling through Instagram or something. Just like how you said, like, oh, they're always watching videos. They never come out of the room. They never socialize. So stuff like this would always be thrown around. And while there is some truth to it, I feel like there's a lot of background information that parents don't realize. So Surya, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think there's any truth to these labels?
This is a new word that I learned very recently, and it's an extreme form of this. So basically what my dad said about how teens, sometimes they're quite literally glued to their screens, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, or whatever, just taking in all of that stuff. It can be quite harmful. And there is a new word, if you've been on TikTok or just in the internet, like communities and such, the new term is chronically online. So we often tell kids who are chronically online to go out and touch some grass, because they cannot distinguish between reality and the online world anymore. And that is the extreme that we've seen nowadays, right? So yes, there is a truth to it, but I always say for a majority of kids, it is never that extreme, right? Like for YouTube, at least for me now, it's a lot of stuff that I can relax to. I usually put something on when I'm doing something else as almost background noise. And there's a lot of enlightening stuff also on YouTube, eventually you grow out of it and you find your little motivational or inspirational niche in the internet. So I often tell like parents that don't get too alarmed. Your kids will go through this cycle of figuring themselves out online, because for us at least, our culture is online. Most of it is online, right? So if we miss out on a meme or a trend, like we're going to feel so much FOMO. It's really bad. So for us, yeah, everything is online. Whereas, but yeah, you need to find a balance somewhere. There is truth to the stereotype, but it's almost never that bad. There is reasoning behind it.
So that's my question. How would you go about? So parents, it's their job to kind of be worried about you, and sometimes it gets a little too much where they start like throwing labels and like throwing stereotypes, and that's fine. But I feel like as youngsters and young adults, I feel like it's our responsibility to meet them on their end and explain to them that, listen, I know you think I'm online too much, but it has a reason. It could be a myriad of reasons. Either I don't feel comfortable talking in person, or maybe I actually have something going on online which is really important to me. So how do you think how do you think they should be going about explaining to this to their parents so that they can be taken seriously in such activities?
Okay, so is that towards to me?
Yeah, like if you were supposed a TikToker, and we all know TikTokers and Instagrammers, this is a real job now. This is a real job that pays millions. People have made their career on TikTok and on Instagram, like with merchandise and so many things. So for parents who don't understand, who don't take it seriously, how would you explain to them?
Well, like, how do I say this? Like, my dad knows I'm a writer, I'm a blogger. So I do most of that online. I went to online university. So there's a lot of me that is online. Much of my friends are now online. My cousins are all online as well. How else am I supposed to catch up with them? So I feel like before, my dad was confused. He didn't quite understand, why I would be upset or sad about something online. But over the years, I think all of us have gotten acclimatized to it. But I mean, if you're a child or if you're a parent and your child seems distressed because of something that has happened online, whether it's a fight, I don't know, bullying happens, right? You need to see it not as something that has happened online and is therefore lesser than reality, but as reality just in a different medium.
True.
All the same distress, all the same pain is just in a different medium. So you have different tactics, but the pain and distress doesn't lessen. So parents should really take it seriously if, their kids are going through like a rough time online for whatever reason, right? Instead of downplaying it and being like, it's just all online. Why do you care so much? I mean, this is our reality. Just because it wasn't for you doesn't mean that it's any less of a reality, if that makes sense.
No, that's very important. I feel that this is a conversation that needs to be held in every household to make the parents understand that while we participate in your real life, which is also our real physical life, we have a presence online as well, which is not as important to you because you never made that in your, in your life. Our life is online. So that's a very true statement. FOMO is a really big thing. And do you think it goes to such extremes as like people suffer from anxiety, but can it be something worse like depression? Or do you think these things need to be spoken about at home before it gets to that point? How would a parent and child go about having such conversations?
Okay, so this would be a question for both of us. I mean, like, for me at least, I went through the whole process of basically noting down my distress. There are multiple mental health apps that allow you to check in with your feelings, and it's quite popular with teenagers nowadays, and it helps you either if it's not that serious, they will send a link to someone who can chat with you online to help you calm down. They may give you breathing exercises and such. So it's all automated. It's by bots, and it recognizes symptoms of depression and anxiety. So the fact that these things can recognize it, but it's all online. And if you've heard of it, the social media cleanse, where you basically go on break from social media to kind of
The detox, yes.
Yeah, detox and regain your mental health. Like, it's a serious thing, it's a real thing, it's serious, and it has to be taken seriously. But if I were to like talk to my dad about it, I would just be like, I think it would be a, we understand each other, especially because I live at home, I don't go to work. So at home, right, he will say, oh, have you heard this? And I'll be like, well, I haven't been online, and that's it, that's that. But it's also like small things. He cooks the food, so I eat on time. So if I'm upset or something, he's there to like pat my head or like give me a hug or something.
Yeah, moral support.
Moral support. We talk about some other stuff, but we're also very open, and it took years to get to that. So I think parents kind of have to take the first step when the child is young. Because if my dad did not take the first step with me, like in 9th grade, I think I almost failed maths and English, and I had a breakdown over it. That was in 2014. Social media was everywhere, by the way. I had a breakdown, mental breakdown. Things were not going well with my friends online. It was just a rough year. And my dad came down and sat down, and he was like, Suraya, I care about your health. You take care of your health first, then, you know, we can focus on your academics. And if he hadn't taken that first step, I don't think I would have opened up. So parents have to do that. They have to take the first step for their kids to come forth with all their problems. And I remember in senior high, I failed maths again. Woo. I suck at maths. But I remember pouring my heart out to my dad while I was still in school. I got the paper, and the first thing I did was call my dad to tell the bad news. And I was just like, oh my God, I was just breaking down. 4 years later, now the first person I called when I got my honors degree was also my dad. Immediately. So it really, like, when the parent opens up their arms, you know, the child will pour their heart out. And I think every parent should do that, definitely. Don't cry.
Rather an emotional moment right now.
Yeah, you know, when she called up and then she told that, you know, I got high second class, and she was crying. Then I said, why are you crying? It's, you know, you did it everything by yourself, and there was no coaching, nothing, you know, everything online. And she didn't have any coaching here. And with all that, and UK Open is very tough one. And I know that it has very high standards. So if you have done that much, it is quite good. And why are you crying? Then I thought maybe it is, you know, the emotion, not the crying. So that's the thing. And you said about the anxiety and depression and things like that. That's possible when, you know, the teenagers are in a kind of transitional phase, and it becomes difficult for them to tell to their parents or keep to themselves, and they don't have a proper friendship circle where you can share that. In that case, they enter into depression. You know, if you don't have parents listening to your problems, you know, like you said, policing always, why are you doing this, why are you doing that, such type of parents, they will be, you know, they will be more afraid of telling things. And then they don't have a friendship circle which is more, you know, amicable, more amenable, and then they go and talk to them. Now if that also is not there, then they enter into kind of depression, anxiety, and things like that. And the best thing, you know, if such thing is there for somebody, best thing is write down. You know, writing is a best way of expressing yourself. It has to be, you know, it has to be expressed in some way or the other. If you don't express, and it keeps on, you know, magnifying within yourself, and then probably it will explode in some other way. So I think that is the only way. And parents should be able to, you know, gauge those changes in the kid, in the child, and they should be more, you know, more open to them, and then just try to console them or try to know what is their problem and all. That is more important for the parents. Otherwise, it becomes difficult for the kid, because that's the transitional phase.
Very true. I feel like Surya, you're right in terms of how parents need to make the first step, because most of the time, I don't think we even realize that we need our parents to understand us in this thing. We take their disregard to us as the disregard. So if my mom does not care about how involved I am in social media, I'm just going to be like, okay, yeah, fine, she doesn't understand. But it's important for both parties to realize the understanding, the bond that needs to be created so that everyone can live in harmony. Everyone can, grasp these very critical stages in everybody's life. Now, last question, and I feel like this is a question more towards Dr. Azad. So we know Surya is an avid user, just like everybody, every youngster, myself included, but just like everything else, too much of social media, too much of anything is not good. Too much of social media and you become a reclusive person who does not like going out, or just like, is a shut-in person, and you have difficulty in face-to-face interactions, not with just adults, with teachers, but also with peers of your same age group. So, and there's been research done on how kids can have in-depth conversation online to strangers that they've never met before, but somehow, they freeze up. When they freeze up, they can't even make eye contact with people face to face, and they stutter, and then they start like have anxiety. So as a parent, while Surya was growing up, and still as she is growing up, what are some things that you've been really strict on to make sure that she finds a clear balance between online world and physical world?
Well, I think it's getting carried away is the thing which is common, which is very normal for many of us, and including me. Though I'm not addicted to the social media and things like that, but there are certain groups where I am the admin and I have to be there. I have to, it's a Kannada lexicology group. There is one group. It's a very interesting group. So we talk about the words, etymology of the words and things like that. So I need to, monitor the things and then administer all those things. So I lose track of some of my research material and things like that. So you have to be, very strict in laying down a kind of timetable for your, online activities, especially the social media. I think social media, you should cut down your timings on social media unless it is very much required, unless it is very much essential. Not good morning, good evening, what are you doing, where are you going, all those things. It's okay in the morning you tell good morning, in the night before going to bed you say good night. That's it. And you need not tell, I am preparing this, I am going to the market, I am going to the supermarket, I am in the taxi. No, these are all the things where you are losing your time. That is the time where you can use the same media, same internet for your own development. Like you can see the latest development in your field, or maybe literature, things like that. Probably that is where Suraya was little bit wavered in the earlier days. And as she grew up, she picked up things, and probably that is how you have to design your own ways, and then make up things, and then put a timeline or a timetable for your daily activities. That's one of the things we have to do.
Very true. I feel, do you feel like you had to use some sort of ground rules that you had to say out loud as a family member, as the head of a family member, so that everyone in your house, yourself included, would like follow this, something like a family media usage plan? So I've noticed a lot of people in real life, they follow this practice that no phones on dinner table, or no phones after 8 o'clock. So after 8 o'clock, we'll sit as a family, we'll discuss, but no phones, no ringing, no answering calls after 8 o'clock unless it's a business or something really important. So did you have such rules within your family to make sure that you maintain that real family bond without the interruption of any digital devices?
There is nothing like rule we have laid or something. We have a routine, going on daily. You get up in the morning and then you prepare food, or and then you make things for your office, get ready, all those things. And we don't have rules like you don't use phone after this much time and things like that. We don't, but it falls into your daily routines. So, but it's generally we make it a point that we go to sleep by about 11 and not late night. And I used to tell Suraya also, if she's awake by 11:30, 12 o'clock, I say, go to bed. Keep your phone off, go to bed.
Yeah.
You should have proper sleep also. That's very important. That's one of the drawbacks of the present day technology culture, what we have developed. You stay awake till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and many of us go to office at about 7, 8 o'clock. So you don't have sufficient sleep, and that makes your health very bad. So those are all the things which you learn by mistakes. So as such, we don't have any rule as such, that you should not do this, you should not do, no, not like that.
That's nice to hear.
Sorry for the interruption.
Yes.
Shall we move on to the next segment, please?
Yes, sure. I am just wrapping up. I'm sorry for the delay. It's just so nice to have a conversation. Sorry. So now that we've realized, we've had a conversation with wonderful Saraya and Dr. Azad, we know that if we want teens and youngsters to adopt better habits and healthier choices online and in real life, we've learned that both the parties need to make a change in how we talk about the social world, online and real life, because dangers, all sort of things exist on both ends. So in the end, prompting social media wellness is all about creating awareness about what it is, how important it is to a certain party, and basically just have open communication about everything, because that's the only way that teens or youngsters will seek help from parents, and that's the only way that parents will truly understand who their kids are in person and online. So thank you so much, Dr. Azad and Saraya, for having this panel discussion with us today. And I officially end this segment and hand over back to Toastmaster Sairam. Thank you so much.
First of all, I apologize for the interruption, everyone. Each and every question raised by Toast panelist, moderator, Toastmaster Sana Yusuf, and the statements and points given by Dr. Azad and Toastmaster Suraya, we can correlate each and every question statement with our current life. And it's really a wonderful session. For a moment, if I close my eyes, I feel that I'm listening to BBC World Service 100.1 FM in Kuwait. Really, it's really well done. Thank you so much once again for the lovely session. Now let's move on to our next segment, which is table topic session. And this table topic session will be conducted by a very energetic, evergreen, smiley member of our club and the Vice President Education of DPTM, Toastmaster Suhan Abdul Munaf. Toastmaster Suhan Abdul Munaf, the screen is yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sairam. Oh, I have become a celebrity now. Thank you so much. I mean, it was really good. So we are going to have a table topic session. Table topic session is nothing but to speak impromptu, on spot, just by being spontaneous. Once you get a question or something, you just have to affix the thought in your mind and deliver it to us. And that's only for 1 to 2 minutes. And I would request my timer, Toastmaster Srinivas. What are the timing rules for this table topic segment?
Good evening, Table Topics Master, my fellow Toastmasters. Each topic speaker would be getting a time duration of a minimum of 1 minute to a maximum of 2 minutes. At 1 minute, my screen will turn green. At 1 minute, 30 seconds, my screen will turn yellow. And on the second minute, the screen turns red. The red screen will be remained displayed till the time the speaker wraps up his or her speech. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Srinivas. And now it's time for my table topic session. And let's see what do we have here. Okay, I have got 7 topics and I need 7 speakers. And I'm looking forward to those 7 speakers who can deliver those topics on spot. Let's see. Who do we have first? Who will be my first table topic speaker? Any volunteers? Okay, Toastmaster Huria Gayas. I could see her hand. Okay, hi Toastmaster Huria. Can I see you? Can I listen to you, your voice?
Yes, am I audible?
Right, you're audible. Okay, so out of these 7 pictures, which one would you like to choose?
I would like to choose the last picture. The
You
one
mean
with the red card.
The one with the red carpet. Okay, so let's see what this topic has for you. If I could be a famous person, I would choose to be. If I could be a famous person, I would choose to be. Toastmaster Huria Gayas, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sahan, for calling me and giving me an opportunity to speak. My topic is, if I could be any famous person, or I mean celebrity, whom I would choose. Well, for that question, I have no specific answer because in looks, I would choose someone else. In like in sense of a famous person, I would choose someone else. And in voice, in charisma, in personality, I would choose someone else. But one person that I am truly grateful to have in life is a YouTuber named Queen Froggy. I don't know how many people in here know about her, but she is Pakistani YouTuber and she wears hijab. And I know I'm not supposed to talk about religion in here, but she is the one who motivates and inspires me and leads me to the way that I should wear hijab in the places where I am not feeling motivated to wear, because I know I am a teenager. I do feel things that I should be styling up my hair. I should dye my hair, but I keep on motivating by myself just seeing her, because at her wedding, the hardest thing is to wear a hijab, to cover her hair up, to dress modestly on her wedding day, the biggest day of her life. She managed to do that, and that is the main thing that motivated me to my highest level. And her looks, her personality, the way she speaks, the way she is, I am so inspired by her. But if you say like in the face whom I would choose, maybe it would be Kylie Jenner, because I know she had so much Botox and stuff like that. But even after that, her face, I feel like, is so pretty. She is really pretty. And the way she dresses, so it is just so aesthetic and so like bougie kinda. And also she is famous. Her makeup line motivates me to launch my own makeup line as being a teenager. I love makeup. I am so much into fashion that I want to be on red carpet, all cameras and eyes on me, people cheering up for me, motivating me to do my best is the thing that motivates me, is the thing that makes me reach to the higher level, to study hard, to get a good education, and to get to the point that where I want to be in my life. That's all, Toastmaster Sahan, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Huria. May I have your autograph, please? Because you're a star now. All right, thank you so much, Toastmaster Huria. Now I want to see who will be the next volunteer. Who's next? Come on, show me those smiling faces. Those who are hiding behind camera, open up.
For it to be the guest. It must be from the guests.
Okay, who is that guest? Okay, how about, okay, I want to call our chief guest today, Dr. Azad. Would you like to go for it?
He's currently busy.
Currently busy. Okay,
Yeah.
then whom shall I catch next? How about Toastmaster Nazneen Siddiqui? Because I'm not able to see anyone. Come on. Otherwise, I have to call our division director, Toastmaster Siham. Come on. Why everyone's escaping? It's just like a song of Enrique here. Maybe you can run, you can hide, but you can't escape my table topics. Okay, how about DTM Zainab? Even where are my people today? Okay, come on, come on. All open your cameras.
Yes, yes, please switch on your camera.
Let me see your smiling faces, please.
Yes.
Whom do I catch now? Okay, how about Sajad? Sajad, are you there? Why am I?
Okay, Toastmaster Shiraz has raised the hand.
All right, Toastmaster Shiraz, where are you?
Yes.
Okay, what would you like to choose, Toastmaster Shiraz?
What are the remaining ones?
We have a dice and the people, and one man speaking there, a smiley face, and something invisible and a time. So, what would you like to go for?
Smiley face.
You want to go for smiley face? All right. Okay, your topic is happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. I repeat, happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. Over to you, Toastmaster Shiraz.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and table topics master. Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. Imagine a person comes to this world. The person who comes to this world will cry and come to this world. But how about the people around you? Around them, they will laugh, right? This is a great example, very good example of actions, or the happiness will not come ready made. If it have come ready made, the child will be happy, right? And all around the people, why they are happy? Because they see something, something born, something came to this world. Similarly, the happiness, it will not be something come with all the people. If it comes, it will be there for all the people, right? Don't you agree with me? If it comes, it will come with all, for all the people. No, but some people are happy, some people are sad. People who have wealth, do you think they are happy? No, some people, some of them are happy, some of them are sad. People who are poor, do you think those people are happy? No, some are happy, some are sad. It all depends up to you whether you want to be happy. You can be happy in a dire difficult situation, in a death point. But if you want to be sad, then it's up to you. It all depends on you, on how you pursue. So it's all depends on you. You have to think whether you want to be happy, then you have to strive for it. So I hope that we have to make some efforts to develop ourselves or be how happy. Just smile at others, make others happy, and others will make you happy. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shiraz, for your warm and smiley thought on the topic. Now, I shall call Toastmaster Mehri Nazneen, Toastmaster Nazneen Siddiqui. Are you able to unmute now?
Yes, I am audible.
All right. Okay, I can see. Okay. Okay, Toastmaster Nazneen, what would you like to choose from these 5 photos?
The timer.
The timer. Okay, let's see what the timer has for you. Oh, you have only 24 hours left to live. What would you do? I repeat, you have only 24 hours left to live. What would you do? Toastmaster Nazneen.
First of all, I tell you one thing. I'm just learning. I'm just learning to improve skills in English. So if I'm saying anything wrong, please sorry, because I can't speak properly in English. I'm joining because of my improved language, English language. Just I want Toastmaster. So please, if I am not saying anything correct, please don't judge me, because I have, English speaking problems. So you said the time. Sorry, can you say it again?
Okay, I was saying that you have only 24 hours to live. What will you do before that?
I'm prepping for lifting. What I do? If I leave, if I left, what do I do? I do to leave preparation. What I need to go. First, I think I need some food, money, whatever I can get in my bag, I will take and lift. I think I am saying correct or not correct. Please tell me.
Okay.
Am I right, sir?
Yes, you're doing good.
Okay, nothing. Whenever I want to left, I will check my, needs which I need to survive another, another countries. I just take money, food to survive, and nothing. Thank you to give me a chance to speak. And please tell me how to improve my skills. I'm here because I have to learn, change my, life.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Nazneen. You have done an amazing job. And also, don't worry, you are on the right place to improve your English speaking skills. So don't worry, you're all, whoever you see over here in your screen, all of us are there to help you. Yeah, thank you so much, Nazneen. And now, okay, who's next?
Can I, Sohan?
Oh, yes, Toastmaster Jenu. Yeah, come on, Jenu. So what would you like to go for?
The Batman or Spider-Man Invincible. Who is that?
Okay. Great. Let me see what's there for you. Okay. Wow. If you were, oh no, oh, I'm sorry. Okay. If you were invisible for a day, what would you do? I repeat, if you were invisible for a day, what would you do? Toastmaster Jenu.
Hello, dear Toastmasters and friends and guests. Wow, it's an amazing feeling if you are invisible for a day. If I get a chance like that, definitely I will sleep. Nobody will be there to disturb me. I can sleep wherever I want, and I can completely go to some hilly place and enjoy my whole day without anybody's disturbance. That will be my aim, and definitely it is a really it's an amazing feeling that you nobody is there to disturb, no phone calls and no internet, no WhatsApp messages. Definitely it must be a different feeling. You can stay away from the all engagements. um, I think we never get a chance, but if we get a chance, we all should use it for yeah, some kind of meditation, I can say, or you can withdraw from all the activities. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Jenu. And I would like to, finish off this table topic session. Due to time limit, we have to close down. And I want to thank all the 4 participants who had participated in this session. And I think we need to have a vote. But before that, I would like to ask the timer, did all the table topic speakers qualify?
Table topics master, we had 4 table topic speakers. The first table topic speaker, Toastmaster Gaes. Second, Toastmaster Shiraz. Third, Toastmaster Nazneen. And fourth, Toastmaster Jinu Thomas. Except for the first speaker, all the other 3 are qualified for voting. I repeat, except for the first speaker, all the 3 remaining speakers are qualified for voting.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Srinivas, for your timing report for table topics. Well, we may vote for Shiraz, Toastmaster Nazneen, and Toastmaster Jenu as well. Maybe later or something. So for now, okay, we got the polls ahead of you, so you can vote. So, okay, the poll has ended, and I would like to give the stage back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sairam.
Thank you, table topic master, Toastmaster Suhan. What a lovely and wonderful questions. And first of all, Toastmaster Huria and Toastmaster Nazneen, you, both of you has given your best. And yes, as I said at the starting of this meeting, we are here to learn, not to perform. Giving the performance, showing up of the performance is a later stage. Now we are at the learning stage. So we are here to learn, give your best, give your inputs, and learn from it. Never ever consider we are doing mistake. And before we proceed for the next segment, I would like to request all the members, please switch on the camera and we will take a picture. All the guests, please. Great, we have guest Sajad Salman and the guest is Ziad. Our division director, Toastmaster Seham, Toastmaster Sana Yusuf, and Toastmaster Faiza Thakur. Kindly switch on your camera. On count of 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. So shall we go for a picture now? Yes, please. Who is taking the picture? Okay, I will. One more. Perfect. Thank you all. Now move on to the next segment, which is a final segment, general evaluation. As I said, each and every one from this meeting and around the world need a feedback, which is called technically in Toastmasters evaluation. Here, we have a dedicated evaluators noting down their points from this meeting and will present their evaluation to the members. So to present our evaluation segment, I request the general evaluator, Toastmaster Asil Saeed. Toastmaster Asil, the screen is yours. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Thanks for having me here again. It's a great thing so far. I like the introduction to Toastmaster from Toastmaster Shiraz. I like this whole interview and the panel moderator. Though I'm not timer, but I feel like we are kind of running out of time, so I'll try my best to reduce it. Let me start off by calling out my dear friend who will evaluate the speaker, Toastmaster Leiba, Toastmaster Hanan Haloush. Timer, please note she has 2 to 3 minutes.
May I read out the timing rule?
Yes.
Our evaluator has a minimum of 2 minutes to a maximum of 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, she will see my screen turn green. At 2 minutes, 30 seconds, she will see my screen turn yellow or amber. And at the maximum duration of 3 minutes, she will see my screen turn red. And it will remain displayed till the time she wraps up her speech. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Okay, Toastmaster Hanan Haloush, the screen is yours.
Thank you, General Evaluator, and good evening to all, and a special good evening to my target speaker, Toastmaster Live. If anything can get wrong, it would get wrong in the worst possible moment. That's Uncle Murphy Law, right? From the beginning, Toastmaster Laiba has grasped our attention from the title even before she uttered a single word. Uncle Murphy said it right. I was so anxious to learn who is Uncle Murphy and what exactly did he say right? She started with an intro. She integrated some personal stories about her physics teacher, about the loss of her scissors with her family. And what I loved more, how comfortable Toastmaster Laiba was with the virtual stage. The way she approached the camera when she wanted to emphasize a point, and the way she used all the space. Amazing, Toastmaster Laiba. You kept me glued to the screen. I wanted to know what exactly next. What I loved also is that you were so comfortable and you were so familiar with the camera. Now, of course, for any Toastmaster, there is always area for improvement. So let me tell you some few points you could improve in your next speech, since you are going to deliver a second speech. Now, in some areas, there was an issue with your voice. And I think that was because you were so emotional in certain parts in your speech, and that affected your voice. It led that in certain points, your voice became so sharp, and I lost the words you were saying. So try to curb your emotions and try to maybe record yourself, listen to yourself, and treat yourself as if you are the audience and see, can you understand what you are saying? Then you can recap on that. Now, there was a transition period in your speech between you as a narrator and you as playing the character. Try to master that transition, because at some points I couldn't understand. Are you now the narrator of the events or of the incidents, or you are now playing the characters? Now, there was a point also in which you asked your audience a question. Can you guess what exactly I did? And there was an awkward silence. You were waiting for someone to say something, but your audience failed you. Remember, that will always happen. It happened in the worst moments, right? So just wait for a few seconds, and if no one answers, just move on so that you don't put yourself in this awkward moment. Do you think you want to leave your audience with this message, playing them when the worst thing happens to you? I think you wanted to play it humor, because this is, again, a engaging humor pathway. But I don't think this is the message you want to leave your audience with. You want to leave your audience with a message, a powerful message that you want them to face anything wrong that happens to them, right? Be inspiring, even if you are delivering a humorous speech. To recap, pay attention to your voice, to your emotions, so that it does not affect your delivery. And overall, I really enjoyed it. Uncle Murphy, I learned a lot about the law of Uncle Murphy. So Toastmaster Laiba, I hope you can integrate these comments in your next speech. And back to you, General Evaluator.
As always, my beautiful mentor did a very good job, just like she always does with me. Good job, Evaluator Toastmaster Hanan Haloush. Not just saying that you're a good friend, but I really mean it. Now, we all
General
know the
Evaluator
importance.
Toastmaster Asil, apologize for the interruption. And Madam President Toastmaster Suraya and VP Education Toastmaster Suhan Abdul Manaf, as Toastmaster of the day, I would like to extend the meeting for 10 minutes, and the meeting will end by 9:10. So I request the members to raise the motion.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, I, Suhan Abdul Manaf, the Vice President of Education for Desert Pioneers Toastmasters Club, raised the motion to extend the meeting for 10 minutes. Yeah,
I second that. I second that, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suhan and General Evaluator Toastmaster Asil. The screen is back. Thank you.
Thanks, and don't worry about it. We actually kind of need the 10 minutes extend. I see we're running out of time. We all know the importance of grammar. Now, everyone's grammar is great, but sometimes we need areas of improvement. And our lovely grammarian, Mr. Ru, yeah, I'm sorry if I pronounced the name wrong, will give us the feedback and areas of improvement. The screen is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Asil. By the way, the pronunciation for my name is Huria. It's Woriya, Huria. So coming back to the topic, long story short, the word of the day was not used by any of the speaker, but due to my internet issues, if I missed anyone, please do correct me. Feel free to correct me, okay? Because I was disconnected for like a couple of minutes, okay? No one, okay, I can see Toastmaster Sahan. Coming back to the report of the grammarian, it was such a tough job to note down any kind of bad usage because you guys were so hell good at English. It was so hard for me to find out any kind of bad usage. So congrats, I found nothing. But for the good usage is, hey girl, if anything can go wrong, it will. I got sick of his words. Use it according to your wisdom. I was so anxious. You kept me glued to the screen. Now the fun part is I will repeat some sentences and you guys have to tell me that who said that sentence, okay? So that is actually to test your listening skills. Do you remember you have physics exam tomorrow? Who said that?
The professor who
Is everyone able to hear me and to unmute them?
Yeah, can you hear me, Huria? I said it is the professor of who is like Uncle Murphy for Laiba.
Yeah, Toastmaster Laiba. I never thought that technology will ever affect our life in a broader way. I never thought that technology will ever affect our lives in a broader way.
I guess
Did I tell the answer?
I guess
No.
Dr. Azad or Toastmaster Surya.
No. No,
I think
it's
that's Toastmaster
Toastmaster of the
Sana.
day.
Yes, Toastmaster Sana.
Yeah,
Sana
I
guessed
actually
herself.
said that by mistake. I actually revealed the answer. I used to remember a lot of phone numbers, but there were no phones.
Dr.
It's
Azad.
Dr. Azad.
Exactly. It's Dr. Azad. My phone cover matches my aesthetic.
Surya.
Exactly. Toastmaster Surya. Our life is online. Our life is online.
Sana.
Yeah, it's Toastmaster Sana. No internet, no WhatsApp messages. No internet, no WhatsApp messages. Can I reveal the answer?
Okay.
Surya?
It was Toastmaster Zeno. Over to the Toastmaster, over to General Evaluator Toastmaster Asil.
Thank you, Grammarian. I actually know how you feel about trouble with the internet. Long story short, I was delivering a speech and suddenly, poof, the internet cut off. Some here remembers because they witnessed how they lost me during the connection. Thank you for that feedback and no worries, we've all been there. I myself guilty. Now, let us call out Toastmaster Zahid, who will give us areas of improvement in the repeated words and filler words. Screen's yours.
Thank you. Hello, Toastmaster and guest. It was a wonderful meeting. There was a lot things to learn. I think you learned a lot. Coming to my report, Toastmaster Sairam. There is no filler words, no long pause. Toastmaster Laiva Gas. There is no filler words, neither long pause. Toastmaster Dr. Azad. Several times they take long pause and also use filler words. Toastmaster Sana Yusuf. There is one or two times filler words and one time long pause. Toastmaster Suraya Noor. She take long pause and one or two times filler words. And neither rest of all, they did not take any pause, neither filler words. That's all. Over to you, General Evaluator.
See?
Did you actually forbid me to unmute Mr. Host? No worries. Thank you for the feedback counter. Now, allow me for my feedback. And please don't take it the wrong way, but we started 2 and 3 minutes late. To be honest, if we had started on time, we would have had it more time for more volunteers in table topic. Just saying as an opinion, because here we want to encourage more guests to participate. Table topic only managed to call out 4. It's a good number, but we could have called out more. Even here in panel moderator, it's a great workshop, but it took a really long time. I felt I was the timer here. Anyway, I really like the theme. And Toastmaster Shiraz, good job introducing the Toastmaster, giving it a quick introduction from PowerPoint, showing flashback and giving a bit of encouragement. Good job, Toastmaster of the Day, introducing the theme and the role players. And President, I know you told me it was short time, but I did notice you did not introduce the guests, but you gave me your excuse, so I'll let it go this time. The panel moderator. Wow, what a great interview. I felt there was teamwork, interesting info. I felt it was personal, based on experience. Topic session, because of little time, we only had time for 4 volunteers. Great images, quotes, there was wisdom and creativity. Still, wish we could have had more than 4. Evaluation session, good job evaluator Anan Halouch, good job grammarian, and no worries about the internet, and good job to the counter. You're doing a really good job here in Toastmaster. I can see you're improving in your roles here in Toastmaster. Let's give him a standing ovation. All in all, it was a great meeting, but let us watch out for the time so we do not have to run out of time, and we don't have to ask for more minutes to expand our meeting, and so we can have more time for topics. Back to you, rest of the day.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Asil and the team for the very well elaborative and constructive feedback. And personally, as the Toastmaster of the day, I thank each and every role player of today's meeting who made my meeting as Toastmaster of the day in a grand success way. With that, I would like to hand over the meeting to our Madam President Toastmaster Suraya Noor Fatima. Toastmaster Suraya Noor Fatima, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Sairam, as we lovingly call Sairam SMS, or just SMS for short. Thank you so very much. And thank you everyone for tuning in. Just a moment. So before we move on, can I please ask our tech moderator for today to launch the poll for best role player so that we don't spend any more time, chit-chatting, things of that kind. And while that is happening, I can see everyone here. So let me call out, first of all, our DivD has escaped. So the distinguished guests and also members of our club. First of all, we obviously have the tech moderator, who is in fact the division director. So Vishal, how did you think our meeting was, our open house?
Well, thank you very much, Madam President Toastmaster Suraya, for inviting me, and I really feel happy about this whole thing. One, the open house event was amazing. It's something which all the clubs should be doing it, and it was very well organized here. And I especially like the panel session. Toastmaster Sana had organized it so very well, and I could see the teamwork between the panelists and the moderators, which was very well organized and quite informative. So yes, that's it from my side, and I enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Over to you, madam.
Thank you so much, Division Director, Toastmaster Vishal. Next, we have our Area Director, Area 31 Director, Mohammad Shiraz. Mohammad Shiraz Razin, he has 3 first names, similar to me. How did you think about, today's open house?
Oh, first of all, my name is Mohammad Shiraz. My father's surname is Razin. So mostly people feel that Muhammad is easy, so I call it Muhammad, and Shiraz is my comment. So today meeting was amazing. Every time when I join Toastmasters meeting, I learn something new. Today I learned one thing is about this presentation which I did. Most important thing what I learned is in today's meeting is takeaway. whenever we get something good, we have to distribute to everyone. It's not that keep it ourselves and put it in our pockets. We have to distribute. This is our service to our community. So as Toastmasters, we learn from Toastmasters, Desert Pioneer Toastmasters, and we have to distribute this tell about these Toastmasters in people I know. This is I have taken this message in today's meeting. Most of our members, friends in Kuwait, I promoted them, and most of my friends are now Toastmasters. One is in Desert Pioneers, Sims, and many other clubs. And I wanted to promote more in my country from to Sri Lanka and my workplace as well, because this is very important, right? Not only the benefit we get on our own, if we have to make sure that empower others as well. So this was an amazing meeting and eyes opener for me. And over to you, President.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shiraz. Please do vote if you haven't already voted. While that is happening, let me also talk to, we have 1, 2, 3 more guests, including our timer. So first of all, Toastmaster Horeya Ghayaz, how did you feel about today's open house? Thank you for joining, by the way. Okay, hang on. I have co-host rights. Psh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Surya. Actually, it's my honor to join the meeting. You should not feel thank you towards me, because it's always my pleasure to be in any meeting of yours, and I would definitely love to attend future meetings as well. Coming back to the topic, I really enjoyed the meeting as usual. It was so amazing meeting. As I did the role, I got called by Toastmaster Sohan for table topics. I got a chance to speak, although it's an online setting. But if I was living in your country, I would literally love to attend your meetings like in a physical place, so that I could enjoy even more than a virtual setting. But it is also awesome to have something rather than nothing. We are all joined, connected through the virtual things. That is dots. Virtual things are dots. So we are eventually connecting through dots. It was an honor for me to join the meeting, and I enjoyed it so much. That's all from my side. Over to Toastmaster Surya.
Thank you so much. I understand that we're running really into time. I have gotten a lot of guests' responses through my personal WhatsApp. So I would love it if I can get those responses through WhatsApp as well, so that we can share it with our group, DPTM as a whole. So Toastmaster Nazneen, I will send you my phone number, and whoever else is here who is in fact, a guest, right? So I shall do that. But for now, I'm sure you're all excited to see the winners for today's meeting. Let's not wait any longer. First of all, drum rolls, please. I think this is pretty easy for anyone to guess. We had only one best speaker. One speaker, Toastmaster Laiba Ghayaz. Woohoo! Congratulations. I mean, you are our only speaker, but still, you spoke, and I feel like that shouldn't be undervalued or underplayed. Anyone who takes up a role, especially something as daunting as speaking publicly, it is something that has to be celebrated. So congratulations to you. I'm so glad we could hear you speak, and we hope to see many more speeches from you. Next, we have Best Table Topic. This certificate is awarded to Toastmaster Muhammad Shiraz. Woohoo! Congratulations. I don't know if you're unmuted or not. I cannot see anybody.
Yes. Thank you
Okay,
very much.
great. All right. Next, we have Best Evaluator. Drum rolls. Who could it be? Toastmaster
Hey, my
Hanan
mentor.
Alush. Truly, as one of our senior Toastmasters, she is someone that we all look up to, especially in terms of evaluation. She's very good at it. So, hope to see you for the evaluation contest when the contest season comes around, eh?
By the way, she was the only evaluator qualified for voting.
Yes, because she's the only one. And lastly, we have Best Role Player. Dun, 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 dun. All the way from Pakistan, Toastmaster Horea Ghayaz. Woohoo! Our grammarian for the day. Thank you so very much. Before I continue, can the tech moderator pull up the slide about the business meeting? Just business session. And while we're doing that, I would love to thank two people especially for today's meeting. Can you click next? Yes, all right. So before I move on, thank you so much, Toastmaster Horea Ghayaz and Toastmaster DTM Srinivas, for taking up their roles quite close to the actual event date. Thank you so, so much. Honestly, you show that Toastmaster really feels like family. We're always here to support each other, to show that we're here to succeed with each other. And that fraternity is something that you can't find anywhere else. It's unique to Toastmasters. So thank you very much. And yes, can you just click next, Vishal? There's something missing in this. We have two upcoming meetings on the 28th. We have a joint meeting with the Toastmasters Club in Greece, as well as a Halloween hybrid meeting. So bring your costumes with yourself, bring party poppers, bring everything, because we will be having a hybrid meeting for Halloween. So please book your slots with the Vice President of Education, Suhan Abdul Munaf. And with that, I shall adjourn today's meeting. Thank you very much, Vishal. Tuck, tuck. I don't have my gavel. Thank you so very much. If anyone wants my phone number, just let me know. 4, 5. Okay, there we go. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. Toastmaster Nazneen, I have given you this thing. And can we please cut